Chair now recognizes the gentleman from California, Mr. Cisneros, for 5 minutes.
Mr. Speaker, like many people on Sunday, I went to church. I went to church and I prayed for the victims at my alma mater, Brown University. 11 kids were studying for their economics final exam and dreaming about going home to their families for the holidays when a gunman entered the room and started shooting. I prayed for the families and those that were shot and wounded, and I hope they all have a speedy recovery. I also prayed for the families of those that were shot and wounded. I also prayed for Muhammad Aziz Umarkov and Ali Cook, who both lost their lives to the unimaginable senseless shooting. They were cherished members of the Brown community and had years of life and bright futures ahead of them, and in one moment, it was all taken. I prayed for them on Sunday, and I would continue to pray for them, but it is not enough. It will never be enough. We have a problem with gun violence and mass shootings in this country. 26 years ago at Columbine High School in Colorado, 13 people were shot dead and 20 others injured. 13 years ago at Sandy Hook Elementary in Connecticut, 26 were fatally wounded, and in 2018, 17 were killed and 18 were wounded at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Florida. These are just some of the more high-profile shootings over the last 26 years. There have been countless others at schools, movie theaters, parades, shopping centers, and even a concert in Las Vegas where a family friend lost his daughter. From 2000 to 2022, the United States has had over 3 times as many mass shootings as 16 other politically similar countries combined. But the one thing that has remained consistent during this time is that Congress has failed to act. Mass shooting after mass shooting, death after death, Congress has done nothing. To my colleagues in Congress, I compel you to end this tragedy. As a practicing Catholic, I put my faith in God, but He is not going to solve this problem for us. The prayers might make us feel good, but they are doing nothing to stop the scourge of gun violence threatening our communities. There is not going to be a miracle from heaven that will end gun violence for us. We need to do it. I ask, where is the outrage from my Republican colleagues? The president was outraged over the shooting and death of American soldiers in Syria this weekend, and he should be. My sympathies are with those American heroes who gave their lives for our country fighting terrorists. But all Donald Trump had to say about the Brown University shooting was, things can happen. Really? Now is the time for action. It is what the American people want. Over 90% of Americans want universal background checks. 60% support an assault weapons ban. 75% support red flag laws. And over 83% support gun safety storage. Some of my Republican colleagues will argue that guns don't kill people, people kill people. Anyone who does this must have mental health issues. All the more the reason for the background checks and the red flag laws. We cannot continue to act like nothing is wrong in America. We have a problem with gun violence and mass shootings in our country, and Congress must finally act. Will enacting these laws eliminate mass shootings, gun violence, or suicides completely? No, but common sense gun laws like this will make a difference, and it is a start. This past weekend was one of the worst that I can remember. I spoke at the Brown University shooting and mentioned the soldiers in Syria. We also lost a great American and artist in Rob Reiner and his wife Michelle this past weekend due to an act of violence, and I must say I was appalled by the president's response to his death. It was nothing more than shameful and disrespectful and unbecoming of the person who is supposed to be the leader of our country. I also want to send my condolences to the Australian people who suffered through their own mass shooting this past weekend. A mass shooting that was a hate crime that targeted the Jewish community in Australia. 15 people dead, including a 10-year-old girl and a Holocaust survivor. Fortunately, in Australia, they are already talking about how they can change things to prevent this from happening again. I can only hope that there will be similar action in our own country, and Congress will finally act. But if history proves us right, I very much doubt it. And I yield back.
Thank you. Members are reminded to refrain from engaging in personalities towards the president.